Hello everyone, my name is Noah and welcome to this Stet Studio video. Today I'm going to a fabric swap here in the city that I live in. It is being hosted by a business here in Pittsburgh that really focuses on creativity, selling small businesses products and stuff, kind of creating community space where you can learn things and supporting other small businesses, as well as a group for sewists in Pittsburgh. So perfect. I will be leaving in about 10 minutes. I'm a little bit behind. I didn't oversleep this morning, but I did have an event yesterday that went late for me. I got home at 10:30, which isn't that late for some people, but for me it is. I'm tired. Been moving kind of slow, but I know there will be snacks and coffee and whatnot at this event, so hopefully I'll be able to wake up a little more. But I wanted to show you before I left what I have to swap. First thing on the pile is this set of jelly rolls. You could probably make one small quilt out of one jelly roll, but I had at the time bought two of them. They're pretty cute. It's a sort of teal gray, corally pink color theme, and they're all foresty. There's owls, there's butterflies, there's foxes. This one looks like, there's mushrooms. A lot of the textured ones that don't really have pictures on them kind of look like bark. But yeah, I bought them at Joann's quite a while ago, a couple years ago. They were about $6 US each. I was originally thinking of making a blanket for my girlfriend out of this because she really likes foxes, but the color scheme and the design just feels kind of juvenile to me. So, and I think these are intended for a baby's blanket. So I think I'm going to pass these on. I don't really have that much of an interest in making a jelly roll style quilt, having made one with a lot of strips of this width already. It kind of sapped me of the desire to make another one. Not that I hated it. I loved how that quilt turned out. I'll include a picture, but it's like, okay, I've done the thing with the strips. Let's try something else. And then we have this, which is a couple yards of a linen fabric. It's already been washed. It's either linen or linen blend, also from Joann's. I was going to make a pair of pants out of this, which would be nice, a nice pair of like light colored pants, and then I realized I already have a pair of pants in this color that I thrifted a couple years ago, and I love them, so what's the point of making another pair? And I just don't really feel like making anything else out of this color of fabric, so it's going. There's like maybe 3 yards here, 3.5 yards, I don't know. Enough to make me a pair of pants. And it's been pre-washed too. And if you're like me, I hate pre-washing, so that's nice. This is covered in little pieces of fabric from the jelly roll quilts. Now, this is probably definitely the most expensive thing that I am donating to the swap. It is several yards. I have no idea how many. I can look though, because I know what pattern I was going to use this for, of dead stock, meaning it was sort of leftovers. There might be issues with it. It doesn't look like it. I don't see anything indicating there are issues, but I don't know. I'm planning on making little notes to explain that, like, this is dead stock, that's pre-washed, etc. How many yards, all of that. But yeah, I was going to make a robe out of this like 4 years ago. It was one of the first sewing projects I ever planned on making, and I just never did it. I don't know why. I know I really liked the fabric at the time. I don't know if I was put off by the texture, because while it is a sort of flannel pattern or a plaid pattern, it's not the type of fabric you would expect a robe to be made out of. It's not at all flannelly, or even like a soft fuzzy cotton. It's not uncomfortable to touch. It's just more of a smooth. It's not cozy. And it's really not my style anymore. These colors, I don't mind the plaid, but like these colors just really aren't me anymore, so I will be donating that. And that's it. I really only have 3 things. I was looking through my fabric, and I was like, wow, I don't have that as big of a stash as I thought I did, which I feel like is never what people say when they're going through their fabric or yarn stashes, but that's okay. A lot of the stuff I have is set aside for specific projects, which is good. It means I don't have a lot of random stuff lying around. I mean, I do have some random stuff, because don't we all, but I just don't have as much fabric as I thought I did, which is fine. I'm not gonna, donate stuff that I really want to keep just so I have more stuff to donate. And I don't want to donate scraps. I pulled out a few. Actually, I realized I'll be right back. I forgot something. Okay, I figured out why I didn't bring them with me. I pulled them out off the shelf and then immediately put them back on the shelf for some reason. I have 2 fat quarters here. I had something in mind specifically for these, but then I did the project and didn't end up needing them, and they're not my color palette preference. So rather than holding on to them on the off chance I might make something for somebody else out of a different color palette than what my normal color palette is, I'm just going to donate them. What I was going to say is I didn't want to take a lot of small pieces, a lot of scraps, because while I personally am a scrap fiend, I don't want to be like, here's this pile of, little pieces of fabric that nobody's going to use. So this is my first swap, but I kind of have the philosophy of I don't want to take a bunch of stuff nobody's going to want. I'm going to try and take things that have, things I genuinely don't need, but things that are going to find a home, and keep the stuff that, I will use. So yeah, that's it. I guess real quick, I will show you my skirt. I don't know if the angle on this is going to work, but we're going to try our best. This is a skirt I made. I believe this is the Estuary skirt from, I want to say so, Liberated. I have fabric crumbs all over me now. I'll try and get a better picture of my outfit outside. But yeah, and then it's got some buttons on it from Button Bird, I think is what it's called. Actually a little too big. I have it safety pinned on the side here. There's like an extra inch of fabric or so, or 2 inches, but that's okay. I will eventually take it in. Yeah, I really love how this outfit looks. This is a like a romper that I bought at the thrift store that I like to wear underneath skirts that don't have pockets. This skirt does have pockets, but I still like to wear it underneath the skirt because it looks nice and I don't have to worry about my shirt coming untucked. So I need to go get ready to go, and I'll take y'all with me. Okay, so I'm back home. It's been a couple hours. You saw the footage, I think, of the fabric swap. It was a lot of fun. I've never gone to any sort of fabric swap before, I don't think. I think I said that earlier. And I've never been able to go to any of the events hosted by this group. It's just never been something that worked out for my schedule, or the timing was off, or whatever. So it was exciting to be able to do that. I'm going to try and stop clapping when I talk, but I thought I would show you what I got. And I did end up bringing home a lot more than I took to the place. They were very clear that you could take as much as you want. It didn't have to be proportionate to what you brought. There are a lot of people who brought bags and bags of stuff like I just need it out of my life and gone, which is, a nice way to do it rather than just throwing it in the trash or, making it, just be waste somewhere people can use it now. So I'm going to show you the non-fabric things first, because there are a few non-fabric things that I got, and then we'll go into the fabric. So here we have a gigantic hoop. This is either for quilting or embroidery. Part of me thinks embroidery or quilting because it's so big, but it doesn't look sturdy enough, so maybe it is embroidery. Either way, I think this will be nice for when I do have like a larger embroidery project, and I can definitely try it with my quilting because hand quilting is something that I've been wanting to try out. So I thought it would be useful. It was, it was free because it was part of the swap, so why not? And then we have 2 balls of yarn. I haven't weighed them, so I don't know how much they are, but these are both Cascade fingering Cascade 220 fingering yarns. They're 100% wool, and I love both these colors, and I thought they might be nice, like heels, toes, and cuffs for socks or something like that, or part of a bigger project. So I grabbed these, and then I have this sewing pattern, and this is a kid's sewing pattern. I'm not sure if it's been cut up. I didn't actually look. It still has all of the instructions here. Yes, it's definitely been cut, but that's fine. I got it in part just because I love the illustrations so much, but also I would like to try and size this up perhaps somehow to make one of these for myself out of a less 90s fabric. Not that I don't love the 90s fabric, but that's not really my vibe. But yeah, I would love to wear any of these like little overall sets. This is Busybodies by Butterick. 5, 6, 7, 0, sizes 7, 8, and 10, or 7, 8, 10, and it's easy fun wear, and you've got 4, I can't count, 4 little girls on the front, maybe like tween ages, going to the movies, and it has a couple different styles. You've got, it looks like a gathered leg, a flared leg that's longer, and a flared leg that's shorter, and then you can add sort of suspenders to all of them. And it's labeled very easy. Girls split skirt, pants, detachable bib, and top. I guess it is a skirt, a split skirt. I would just call it pants. It's copyright 1991, which does make this vintage. I know. Not everybody wants to think of 1991 as a vintage date now. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. It's really cute. Even if I just end up holding on to it for the artwork, I absolutely love the artwork. It just makes me really happy. So yeah, this was the only pattern I got. There were a lot of cute patterns there, but none of them would have fit me, and I didn't like any of them as much as I did that one, so I didn't feel like it'd be worth trying to grade them up because they were all not generic, but more classic, similar, like standard type designs that you could perhaps find in patterns already your size. And then I got this book, which is in a little bit of rough shape. It's Pattern Making by the Flat Pattern Method, 4th edition by Norma R. Hollen. And this looks like perhaps a textbook somebody had when they were in like fashion school or textile school or something. She is a professor emeritus, Department of Textiles and Clothing, Iowa State University, Ames, Iowa. I'm looking to see, yes, this book was published in 1961, 1965, 1972, and 1975. So this book's from the 70s, and I do think it would still be pretty useful. I am going to read through it at some point, because I do want to understand how to take sort of like pattern blocks or patterns like that and perhaps alter them or create my own, and I think understanding how to make a pattern will help with that. And I also really enjoy vintage books, especially about crafting and sewing, and it looks kind of rough, but it's not moldy, it's not mildewy, it doesn't smell bad, so like it's fine. I try to avoid buying books with mildew in them. It's pretty unfortunate when you buy a book and you get it home and you're like, oh, I have to throw this out. Onto the fabric. Now this was the first thing I grabbed. It was kind of my, people call it your beeline item, the thing that maybe you saw beforehand that you really wanted. It is a pair of pillowcases and a flat sheet. I think it's a full size or maybe twin. It wasn't huge, but it was hard to fold. I was helping set up because I got there early, and I was helping them sort the fabrics, the bags of fabric that I mentioned, help them sort them, fold them, get them ready. And this was one of the things that I folded, actually, and that was how I saw it and knew that it existed. But I will unfold the pillowcases to show you because that'll be easier. It's just flowers, and then some of them have their names next to them, and it's really cute. It's got, sort of watercolor and ink style to it almost, and part of me is tempted to just keep the pillowcases and the sheets because they're really cute and they make me happy, And when I go camping, I need extra sheets. But I could definitely make something out of this as well. I'll show you this one in case it's got some different flowers on it. I don't think so, but yeah, I think these two are exactly the same. But yeah, those are the pillowcases. And it is kind of stained in a few spots, so I probably will cut it up and use the non-stained spots. But like, it's just so cute and pretty, and I couldn't leave it behind. And it has my favorite flower on it. You can see it here. The phlox, that's this. I have it tattooed on me, so obviously I like it. And I just kind of saw that and was like, oh, if it can, that needs to come home with me. So, like I said, that was my beeline item. And then we have, I think might have been the very last thing, and it's kind of coming apart because my cats went through everything and sniffed everything. This is some silk. It's 24 inches by 44, so like a little bit more than half a yard. And it's really pretty. It actually like really matches my nails that I have, how I have them painted now. I would like to make, I think, a bonnet out of this to wear to bed because I have very curly hair. And while my hair is pretty healthy, I have figured out how to care for it well. I do find that they get destroyed very easily at night, like the curls. That's why my hair's pulled back today. It's, you know, even after one night of sleeping on my hair, it's just a mess. So I want to make myself, I've been wanting to make myself a silk bonnet. And I was actually thinking about buying one. There are lots of great sellers on Etsy that hand make them. And you can obviously buy them mass-produced as well if you want. But I was thinking to support a small business that makes them themselves. But if I can, I will make one out of this if there's enough here. We have some more silk. This is 2 yards by 45 inches indigo dyed silk noir, and it has fade lines throughout, which you can kind of, I don't know how well it's going to pick up on camera, but you can see it there. I don't mind. I think it's a cool feature, honestly, and I think it's really cool that this was dyed with indigo. I'm very interested in dyeing things with natural plants, natural methods, and that's neat. And it's a really cool texture. I'm not actually that familiar with working with silk as a fabric. I do some spinning with silk, so I have experience with that, but not so much as a fabric. And I think that I will make probably a pair of shorts or cropped pants out of this. And somebody suggested at the swap that I make the Chanterelle shorts out of these. I'll put a picture in somewhere, and I think that's the style of shorts I want to go for. I've never made that pattern, but I think that would look nice. And it's just a nice lightish blue teal color. It's something different from the types of fabric I usually use, but it doesn't feel too out of my wheelhouse. And like I said, I honestly think the fade lines, probably from where it was folded at one point, are kind of a cool feature. I know not everybody's gonna think that, but I do. And we have, this is just some basic cotton, I believe. It feels like basic cotton or a cotton blend, but that's mostly cotton. And it's just kind of scraps. It's not really yardage or anything, but I thought this would look really nice in a quilt. It looks like perhaps this was a sleeve somebody cut out. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe some sort of quilt piece. I really love little flowers and sort of cottagecore, little house on the prairie-esque fabrics. So it's, you know, didn't take much to convince myself to bring this home with me. I'm not sure how to fold this. We'll just set it on the floor. And then we have something that's really out of my wheelhouse. I don't really sew knit fabric, stretchy fabrics, but I have this giant piece of this really pretty pumpkin-y orange fabric. And I've made one pair of like sweatpants, pajama pants. I think it was the Archer pants. I'll, again, put a picture in here of the pattern and the ones I made. And I really love them. I don't think I'll do that. I kind of want to make like a pumpkin dress out of this for Halloween. I don't know. We'll see. It probably won't happen for this year because my top surgery date is just a few days before Halloween, so I wouldn't be able to wear this then anyways, and I'm not going to be doing anything. So I don't think that's what this is going to be. Or I don't think it's going to be for this year. And I don't know what the fabric is. I try not to get synthetic fabrics, not because of any like, oh, I'm too good for them or whatever. It's not that at all. I find that my body appreciates natural fabrics better. But of course, like, not everything I wear is a natural fiber. This isn't. And yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's really pretty, and I thought that since it was something that was secondhand that had already been purchased, there's not as much of I don't want to say there's not as many ecological ramifications because, you know, microplastics are still a thing, but, you know, I just, you know, I don't know, it felt like it was an acceptable chance to use it. I'm probably going to do a burn test on it to see what it's made out of. I'll do that on probably, honestly, all of the ones that I'm not sure of, but this one for sure. And then we have this little guy here. It's like a foot, I think, the fabric says. Yeah, it's 43 inches by 12. So it's not much, but I think I'm going to use it to do like accents, like pockets, outside patch pockets maybe. I have some brown linen that I think this would look really nice with actually, and I could, you know, maybe use these for pockets on a skirt or a pair of pants or whatever. There's not a lot here, but it's so cute and it's strong enough, sturdy enough, thick enough fabric. It feels like maybe a cotton canvas kind of, that I don't know, I thought it would look nice as that sort of thing. And I love these little bits. They look like pea pods to me. I don't know if that was the intent, but that's what it looks like, and I really love it. And then we have this, which I think is a cotton linen blend maybe. I'm not sure. That's what it feels like. But I love the stripes and the kind of subtle plaid to it. I'm thinking maybe a pair of pants out of this, like a shorter, like almost capri. I'm sorry, I've got fabric fuzz all up in my face. Capri pair of pants. I'm not sure how much is here. I don't know if there would be enough for that, but maybe a pair of shorts. I'm really bad at judging how much fabric you would need for a project, but yes, I really like this. I don't have a lot of grays in my wardrobe, but yeah, this really spoke to me, and I thought that it would be fun to make something out of. I may even try pattern matching if I have enough fabric. We will see. I usually avoid things that are striped or really like heavily patterned like this that you would want to match the pattern because I'm intimidated by it and I don't really want to take the time to do it, but maybe I will. And then we have this. It's an upholstery type fabric. Kind of reminds me of my mom's couch, honestly, in the best way possible. There's a lot of it here. There's more of it here than I thought there was. I would love to make a witch hat out of this. Last year it was really, really popular. People were making, this is what the back looks like, witch hats out of this, excuse me, more fibers. I'm like inhaling pieces of thread. Making like witch hats out of this type of thing. So maybe I'll do that. I would love to make a corset out of this. Yes, I'm having top surgery and I want to wear a corset. I contain multitudes, I guess. But that would definitely have to wait until after that so I know what shape and size my chest would be. But yeah, I don't know if there's enough here for that, but it'll definitely some sort of something fun with this. And then we have this, which is absolutely lovely. Cat portraits. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I love it. I think perhaps some project bags would be fun, like things that you would put your knitting in or your crochet, your travel projects. Maybe a book sleeve cover. I've been wanting to make some book sleeves for like my notebooks to hold, because I like to annotate, so it would hold maybe a book on one side, a thin notebook on the other, some pens and highlighters and sticky notes, something to hold all that stuff. And then you can kind of just fold it and it carries everything. So something like that maybe. And then we have this fabric, which is just a few little scraps, but that's fine. I want to make, well, first of all, I think this would be a really fun sort of accent in a quilt. I think that would be a lot of fun, but I also think that it could be fun in some of the pride flags I sew. I sew custom patchwork pride flags. They're about 6 by 9 inches, so they're small. This stuff would be enough, but I thought that this would be fun for that. I'm always looking for less feminine fabrics because it's very easy to find fabrics that are full of flowers, which I love, but that's not everybody's vibe, so I try to find things that are different to appeal to more people. This is another one that I thought would look good in pride flag form. I'm always looking for grays for things like asexual, demi-romantic, maybe, I forget whichever pride flags have gray in them, but it's always nice to have a little bit of extra gray fabric. And then we have this. It's 100% cotton. It's 1.5 yards by 48 inches. It's it's Studio R-I-K or R-K. I think it's Studio R-K, that would make sense, for Robert Kaufman. And I think it's called London Calling. That's what it looks like. Design 15271. And it's really cute. I think this will look really nice, more fiber pieces in a quilt as sort of like, not necessarily a background because it is still pretty busy, but something to kind of balance out the bigger pieces with the bigger like hero prints that draw your attention. I think this could be fun for balancing things like that out. And I am planning a quilt for a raffle next year, and I think this might go towards that. And then finally we have indigo dyed linen. I don't know how much there is. I don't know. This one's got, it looks like fading lines on it as well, but that's okay. You get that with natural fibers, with indigo. There's a bit here. I'm thinking maybe a shirt would be nice. And it looks like it's kind of tie-dyed. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with all of this stuff. It feels like stuff I'm going to use, fabrics that will be useful to me, a book I can learn from, some yarn. Yeah, it was quite a lot of fun. I would highly recommend seeing if you can find some sort of similar group in the area where you live. It's a great way to learn things from other people, to find community that's interested in the same things as you, and being able to be involved in things such as buy nothing groups, swaps, skill shares can be a really great way to make hobbies and crafts more accessible. Because, for example, I only paid a $5 donation to support one of the organizations that was involved, the Center for Creative Reuse, which is something I talk about a lot in these videos. So they were just raising money for that, and it really is just a great way, like I said, to make things more accessible, because for $5 I essentially got all of this stuff, and that's not something that would happen otherwise. And yeah, I think it's just a really great way to be more sustainable, more aware of what you have, and I'm really excited to use some of this stuff up, and I will hopefully make videos to show you all of that. I think that's everything I have to say today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a really good day. Make sure to subscribe if you're interested in videos in sewing, knitting, crafting, all sorts of stuff like that. Leave a comment if you would like to tell me what you think of the stuff I got. You know, is there anything like this where you live? Have you ever done anything like this? What would you like to find at a swap if you've never done anything like this before? And yeah, like the video if you liked it, dislike the video if you didn't, but if you didn't like it, why are you still here? Go hug a loved one, touch some grass, you know, all that. Oh, and ring the bell to be notified when I next put out a video. It's not super often, but I would like to make videos more often for y'all because I really do enjoy it. I think that's all the goofy stuff I'm supposed to ask you to do. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!